So the story is, if you can imagine, a little third grader. It's report card day at school, okay? And so my mom says, go to school, last day of school, by the way. So we go to school, you get your report card, you come home, okay? You might, whatever pictures or papers you have. So go to school, and don't you dare look at your report card. Bring it straight home. So I do just that. I go to school, and I am walking home. It feels like it takes forever. But every step, tears are dropping from my face because I am scared crazy. The reason why I'm scared is my mom, look, and I ain't trying to make my mom to be a villain, but my mom used to beat the daylights out of me, okay? When I mean, the belt was a blessing, a switch off the tree was a blessing. The extension cord, the iron cord, or anything else that my mom could get to, you know, that was painful. And it oftentimes left me bleeding. And so here I am on my way to school, or on my way home from school with this report card, and I am crying. And so I go to walk up the steps to my house, and my mom meets me at the door. I told you not to look at your report card. And I'm like, Mommy, I didn't look at it. Then why are you crying? I have no words, but I'm scared, and I can't say I'm scared, you know? So my mom, this just came back to me, y'all. This is fresh off the press. God just peeling back an onion, you know, an onion layer. My mom opens my report card, and I'm there crying, and she says, you have all B's. And the only thing I could do was cry more, you know? And so I share that story so you can understand my why, okay? So I grew up going to church, singing songs like, yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me, for the Bible tells me so. The only thing was, I didn't know what love was. You know, love to me was this, right? Love, my love meter was completely distorted. I was in second grade when I experienced my first sexual trauma. I was gang raped by 5 fifth graders, right? And I'm gonna just give a bullet points because it's a lot. From 7 to 15, I was molested by a specific family member. I'll put it like that. And that happened for so long, 7 to 15, right, that it actually became a very normal act. And it was also during this time frame that I experienced sexual abuse from other relatives and family, friends of the family. At the age of 7, I made a vow to myself that I didn't need anybody to love me. I could love myself. You see, I had equated love to sex, or sex to love, and it was also around the age of 8 that masturbation became a thing for me. Pornography was also something that was introduced in my life at a very early age. I was about 9 years old, flipping through various magazines, and at the age of 13, my choir director, my youth choir director, showed myself and one of my friends a pornography movie. Little did I know these images would come back one day to haunt me. I often refer to the Sunday school songs, be careful little eyes what you see, you know, because it's important to watch our gates. By the age of 11, I hated life with a passion. Suicide became like it was almost like a dream. Like I kept trying to commit suicide, and I was angry because God wouldn't let me die, and I was really angry. One day I took 2 bottles of Excedrin, sat at the bottom of my basement step, and after about 2 hours of sitting there, I was like, can I get sick? I mean, at least let me get sick, you know? I'll tell you one other, I drank a mixture of Clorox mop and Coca-Cola. That should have tore me up on the inside, right? It was like drinking a milkshake. It ain't do nothing. So eventually I got to the point where I was like, I could probably put a gun in my head and nothing would happen. But today I knew that was God. Back then I thought it was torture. It was in high school that I realized that I had an attraction to female anatomy. Now, as it's been said, back in the day, you know, you didn't talk about being gay. Like, I grew up in church. So that was a no-go. You knew it was wrong. So I didn't even go there. But what was happening was my friends, my family, they're all saying, Kim, you're gay. You're this, you're that, you know, you're a fag. And I don't know where it's coming from, to be honest. Y'all looked at some pictures the other day, and the pictures, is me at 18, about to go in the Navy, and then one is probably of me about 25. And you would have thought, if y'all go on my Facebook page, you'll see it, you would have thought I was in the lifestyle right then. Because my demeanor had already shifted. I put on this tough girl demeanor. I walked around, my hands clutched like this, ready to fight, because I was tired of people taking advantage of me. When I was 18, I ran away from home, joined the Navy. Best place to run away from, if you're gonna run away and join the military, right? So I joined the military thinking I can get away from life, but how many of you guys know that life will follow you no matter where you go, right? So I felt like I was labeled, go have sex with Kim or whatever. So my first 5 years in the military, I experienced a lot of military sexual abuse, trauma, just supervisors of mine just saying stuff out of the blue, rape, pulled into an abandoned building. It was just tough stuff, right? Just life in general was tough. And me running around looking for love in all the wrong places. So I got wounds, if y'all can't tell, right? I got wounds at home. I didn't mention my daddy. Wounds at home for my mama. Wounds at home for my daddy, because, he's a worker. He works, but he ain't ever there. Sexual trauma wounds. I joined the military, it's still sexual trauma. I can't get away from it. I'm searching for love, and I'm looking for it all the wrong places, right? I end up having a one-night stand with a guy, and I end up pregnant. Now, there was a day that I said, God, please let me have a light-skinned little boy so I don't kill myself. And that day, that one-night stand, I got pregnant, and I had a light-skinned little boy. And I declare today, it is because of that light-skinned little boy that I'm standing here today. And Jesus. God had a plan, and it's crazy. But today, that kid, when I decided that I was going to go into lifestyle homosexuality, I gave in pornography, right? I just totally gave in, like the other lady said, all the stuff on TV. I just gave in, dived in, right? Because I wanted somebody to relate to, something to relate to. And then I went into a Christian chat room. Cool, there's people there. I ain't got to see them. But I end up meeting a young lady. We go, we date basically for like 2 years. We're in a 4-year committed relationship. I proposed to her, gave her a ring, promised her everything. And then one day, I am walking towards my ship. And God says, Kim, well, he didn't say my name, but walk out of it the same way you walked in it with your eyes wide open. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm hearing from God right now, But who else could it have been? So for 3 months, I totally ignored that thought. But after about 3 months, I couldn't fight anymore. And I gave God my yes. Now, I gave God my yes, madly in love. At least what I consider love. This relationship was the best relationship that I had ever had up to that point. And I said, okay, God, I give you my yes. That yes meant a lot, y'all, right? That yes meant I'm going to walk away from her and I'm going to serve you. Mm-hmm. And, God, it was super duper hard. Sometimes we think coming to Christ is easy, but you give up a lot. Mm-hmm. It was said, sin is fun, So anyway, I gave God my yes, and he started to transform my life. Remember some of the words when I was walking away. I was saying, God, I can't breathe without her. God said, no, you can't breathe without me. You can't live without me. No, you can't live without me. And so right about 2008. So 2006, I walked out the life. 2008, I opened up to a small group of ladies and just got transparent, just got real. And they just loved me. I opened up to my pastors at my church, and my pastors just loved on me. And then I took some classes. There's a class up there called Cross Current. And then I took Living Waters, and I absolutely hate Living Waters, but I learned to love Living Waters. And it's just a class that, man, it takes you through and you deal with relational brokenness. And tough class. I love it, hate it. It's one of them love-hate relationships, But what it helped me do was that when you're walking out the life, there's that tug of war. There's that I'm in love with God, but I'm in love with my sin too. You know, and it just helps you deal with, or unpackage, I should say, the broken places in your life. So God sent me friends. He sent me a wonderful mentor. Just people along the way that I can be accountable to. I found out that this thing ain't about religion. You know, I could be in church all day long and go to hell straight from church. Straight from the pew. And that would have been me. My son wanted to go to church. I didn't want to go to church. My son wanted to go to church. And he said, Mom, if I go to church, I'm real bad. And I'm like, oh, Lord, well, you need to be in church. So I go to church, and like it's been said, seeds are planted, you know, and then God just, he does interesting things. So I found out it's not about religion, it's about relationship with God. Yes. James 4:7 says, draw nigh to me, and I'll draw nigh to you. I have to submit myself to God. When I submit myself to God, it says, resist the devil and he will flee. Yes. And then James 5:16 tells me to confess my sins one to another that I may be healed. I need community. We can't do it by ourselves. None of us can. We need each other. So I'm so grateful to God for the journey. I'm not perfect. God is still working. He's doing things on like bringing up those memories so I can forgive, because I think forgiving is a major component in healing. So I can love my mom. If my mom never says, Kim, I'm sorry, I can say, Mom, I love you. And I really believe that we ought to honor our parents, you know, in spite of. And so, y'all, I just thank God for the opportunity to be here. Thank you. Thank you. And God bless all y'all.